Charleston, South Carolina elected its first Republican mayor since Reconstruction. The Post and Courier down there report race and crime played a pivotal role in the campaign. Charleston is known for being liberal, gay, and black, but the trend is changing. We as Americans are frustrated, right? With Biden's age, the economy, the culture, America's standing in the world. That's not really a partisan thing to say. A lot of Democrats are frustrated too. And that's also true among Biden's most important group of voters.
Biden's ceding support from black battleground state voters.
Black voters, 73% Biden to 23% Trump in our poll. That's a 50-point lead. Except Joe Biden, 3 years ago, won black voters by 75 points in that election.
Black voters have long felt and said and showed us that they feel taken for granted by the Democratic Party.
All right, Scott Bolden's with us now, former chair of the Democratic Party in D.C., political consultant Shermichael Singleton with us as well. Really, Scott? Republican wins in Charleston, South Carolina.
I never thought. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. Now, listen, you know what I'm going to say, right? This is an outlier. It's a year out, and a lot of people are frustrated, a lot of Dems. And
you can say whatever you want.
With Biden and what have you. But it is a year out. Listen, he's 50 points ahead in regard to black voters for Trump. That's a negative for Biden because it ought to be 80 or 90%. But in the end, the campaign hasn't started yet. The Democrats are going to remind, especially black voters, hopefully men and women, because the largest bloc is black women, but they need to pay more attention to black men. There are groups out there like Black Men Vote that the Democratic fundraisers, Democratic organizations won't financially support. Frank White is the head of that group. And I got to tell you, you got to shore up your base, right? Black voters for Democrats are not low-hanging fruit. That's the meat of their party, and yet they seem to be neglecting it, always have, and these early polls are showing that they need attention.
It's interesting, right? Charleston, South Carolina, Jim Clyburn represents just north of there. He's the guy who brought it home for Joe Biden in 2020 in the South Carolina primary and couldn't do it today.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't do it because voters are upset. I think there's a significant level of disenchantment from all voters in terms of the political process. I think when you look at the economy, Leland, and I think black voters in particular continue to say, and Scott, you know, we have these conversations in our familiar circles. We continue to vote overwhelmingly, and what are we really getting? I mean, what are we really getting?
Over
50%. Yeah. But hold on here. Over 50% of black businesses wiped away. When I talk to people in my home state of Louisiana, regular, everyday black working people, hard, blue-collar people, they say things haven't improved. Roads haven't improved. Schools haven't improved. Crime hasn't lessened. And yet they continue to vote for Democrats. And so they look at Biden, they look at the mayor, they look at the council members, and they say, all of these guys have let us down. So either I disengage or I look at the alternative. Now, for Republicans, we have to have some deliverables to get some of those voters over to the right.
Well, you don't have any deliverables.
Oh, I'm going to give you some deliverables. Hold on. I had a graphic made for you. Can you believe that? This is Thanksgiving, a time of good grace and cheer.
I want to see
Biden's racial equity agenda. This is from the administration. The administration helped bring back black unemployment down to less than 5%, lowest in history. Mr. Biden achieved marijuana reform by pardoning prior simple offenses. His child tax cut poverty in black communities. Democrats failed to pass meaningful police reforms, pushed to expand voting rights, also started in Congress. Two black issues that voters have not forgotten. But still, lower unemployment, marijuana reform, cut child poverty. Kamala Harris talks about race all the time. DEI is a huge part of every conversation that they have. What's not good enough?
Well, you're still a year out, one. He's still up by 50 points over Trump as far as black voters are concerned. But you can't take them for granted. I think these polling, even though they're a year out, those two, the Voting Rights Act and the George Floyd Criminal Justice Act that didn't get done, black voters, Democrats in 2020 were told, we're going to get those two things done. George Floyd was a big issue. Voting Rights Act was a big issue. And the Biden administration hasn't delivered on it. And I predicted over the last 2 or 3 years that black voters are going to remember. Black voters are going to vote Democrat because there's nothing for them in the Republican Party.
Wait, hold on. You say they're going to vote. You're going to say they're going to vote Democrat. Are they going to vote?
I mean, that's the question. And if they don't,
that's a plus for the Republicans.
It is, because we know 2020 was won on the margins when you look at the battleground states. But I will say this as a conservative. We on the right have not done a very good job articulating why black voters should vote for Republicans. It is not enough to say that Democrats are failing on a plethora of issues. Yeah. What are you going to offer as an alternative? And I have been articulating this to the GOP as well as the Trump campaign. We need to roll out a plan and follow up on that plan legislatively to try to cement some support with African Americans as we once had 6, 7 decades ago, Leland. Yeah, and the party isn't really doing that. And I would encourage the party to do that.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.